turn now.
All right, it's time to start the show. Welcome to the Section 325 podcast, your Monday edition again. We're here. We've got lots of great stuff to talk about. We've got the NFL playoffs. We've got a little thing on Richard Sherman, the Zags, some Vegas stories, which we're excited about. And but we want to talk about our sponsor right now, right after these messages.
Hey guys, this is Brianna Oliveira. I'm a trainer here at CDA Fitness 101. It's in Midtown CDA. It's a semi-private facility, so it's membership free. You don't have to pay an extra gym fee. It's really great for people that aren't comfortable in a normal gym setting. We have lots of equipment here for a smaller space. A lot of it's multi-use. Just for the people listening to this podcast, I'm going to extend a special offer out to you. I'm giving you 50% off your first month here at CDA Fitness with me.
All right, Zach, I really want to get in the NFL playoffs because there were some games, but I'm excited to hear about your trip to Vegas. And
we've been hearing about this trip to Vegas for a while.
I think our listening audience wants to know, did you rock out with your hawk out?
No rocking out with the hawk out.
Man.
It was like 45 degrees. It was cold, man. It was really cold. Yeah.
Cold in Vegas.
You go to Vegas thinking it's going to be warmer, but it was cold. But we did see some sunshine though. But no rocking out with my hawk out.
Okay, that's all right.
Nobody wanted to see that, but we had some fun.
I know if you were going to show me a picture, I was prepared to go, okay, yeah, that looks like fun.
Did you see that Antonio Brown Snapchat?
No.
He literally did that on Snapchat.
No way.
Rocked out with his hawk out.
Oh.
Anyway,
no.
That's an Antonio Brown story, not a Zach Davis.
Well, we all weren't hit by Burfict or whatever his name is that played for the. He got popped.
I think he gave a couple
life.
people CTE. Burfict did.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, no, it was a great trip to Vegas.
Did you get hit by Burfict in the streets or maybe some alcohol, anything?
No, well, I mean, we got in Thursday night with a group of guys, so it was a guys trip. Fantasy Football League guys trip.
Fancy?
Fantasy football.
Oh, fantasy. I thought you said a fancy football trip. Guys, let's get all dressed up and go to Vegas for football.
Fantasy football guys trip. So, good fun group of guys. Stayed at the Delano by Mandalay Bay. Super awesome, actually.
Really?
Super awesome.
Well, it doesn't sound awesome at all.
It was cool. It was connected to Mandalay Bay. And it doesn't have a casino in it. You can get to Mandalay Bay.
Well, since you couldn't rock out with your hawk out, did you go to the ice bar connected to Mandalay Bay?
No.
Oh, man.
No. We didn't do that.
It's an experience. I would not recommend doing it for more than about 20, 30 minutes because it's cold in there.
Yeah. I lost a lot of money. I bet on the Jaguars to beat the Chiefs.
Oh, man.
I put like 200 on them or something. Didn't happen.
I saw a video on a guy who made a bet on all 4 of the games this weekend.
A parlay.
The parlay.
Yeah.
Did you see it on the whoever was going to be the first one to score a touchdown in each of the games?
Yep, he did.
And he got them all right and won $75,000.
He had to have Dalton Schultz score the first touchdown.
How did he pick that?
Man, I don't know.
Anyway, $5 bet turned into $75,000.
I did a first touchdown. I thought I had picked Evan Ingram to score first touchdown in that game, and then someone I can't remember who in the Giants game, but I lost money in the Giants because I picked the Giants to win, and that didn't happen.
No,
and I was there with a bunch of Eagle fans, so. But anyway, it was a good trip. Glad to be back.
Where did you sleep last night? Because you didn't get home when you were supposed to, right?
We did not. So we flew out around 3:30, like right when the Niner game. We had a Niner fan with us, so right when the Niner game started, we flew out. And
was he watching on his phone? Or?
We got the internet and we were watching on our phone. We could see we were able to see enough to see Dak throw a couple interceptions. So
that's like every game.
Yeah, for sure. So we took off around 3:30. We got in. Super windy flight, like super rocky flight.
Hey, who are the Cowboys playing next week? No one.
I just am glad that we don't have to listen to anyone talk about the Cowboys.
Yeah, how about them Cowboys?
I saw a thing yesterday that Jalen Hurts grew up, went to Alabama, did his thing there, went to Oklahoma, did his thing there.
Mm-hmm.
And
been in the league 2 years.
Been in the league 2 years and is still he's gotten to the NFC Championship game faster than the Cowboys have been there. Or the Cowboys haven't been there in 28 years.
Right, he went through his entire life.
Yeah, his entire life.
Into the NFL and got there before the Cowboys could get back.
Yep, it's great. That's great.
Couldn't happen to a better organization.
That's great. Yep. But so we landed in Vegas, thinking we're gonna get in, or not Vegas, Boise. That's where our layover was.
Boise, yes.
We thought we were gonna get in pretty early, be able to go home, everything. So we're sitting on the runway. We get into the plane. They pull out of the gate, and we're sitting there for like 10 minutes. And the pilot's like, "Hey, de-icer's not. We're waiting on the de-icer. Yada yada yada." Another 20 minutes goes. Yeah, another 20 minutes goes by, and they're like, we're able to watch the end of the Niner game, so we're kind of excited that we hadn't taken off yet. But then they came out and said, "Hey, looks like the de-icer like hit an airplane or something, one of the planes they were working on, and the de-icer broke." And so they another 20 minutes goes by, and then the crew is like, "Hey, so you don't want to hear this. We're gonna have to go back. Our shift is up." The crew said their shift was up.
That's it. They're out.
Or like, so because they wanted to be done working, we had to go back to Boise. We had to stay in Boise for the night. But we got compensated at a hotel, Red Lion in Boise.
Red Lion.
Downtowner. It's called Red Lion Downtowner.
Prestige. Was it a hotel that you could wear without shoes on, or did you make sure that you had shoes on walking?
No. You had to have shoes on.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to. Okay. They had duct tape, on their carpets. That's how bad it was.
Well, it was free.
It was free. We get there, and front lady, kind of odd, there's this weird guy standing behind her that's like, he seems like he's the manager, And
he's the guy that probably does all the duct tape work,
the lady said
right?
she's new, and all the stuff, and whatever. We all get separate rooms, all 5 of us.
Oh, nice.
We all got separate rooms, so I'm kind of excited. It's going to be a good, just get some time to myself finally. And we get up there, and everybody else can get in the room, but I can't get my card. I can't get the door to work.
Oh no,
it wouldn't work. And so I go back down. They redo their whatever they do to it. Go back up, and this time it turned green, but it still wouldn't open. The door still wouldn't open. So I went back down, and that weird guy was he was like, "Oh, I'll go up with you this time," whatever. The first thing he said, he goes down there, he goes, "Yeah, makes sense. This place is effing cheap," or something. He's the manager.
Wow.
He's the manager. Or something. He's like, we were supposed to get a $20 million remodel, but then COVID happened, and they haven't touched this place. All this stuff. All the stuff as a manager you don't want to be telling me.
He's tired of duct taping the carpet, it sounds like.
Yeah. And so we go back. We're going back up. He's coming with. He's walking right next to me. We go into the elevator, which was really slow. And he's this creepy dude. And he goes, by the way, he goes, in the elevator, he goes, by the way, this place is haunted.
No.
Dead face. Not even joking.
And did he stare at you awkwardly?
Oh, no, I did the fake laugh was in full.
You did the fake laugh.
Oh, cool. Yeah. He goes, this is haunted. Oh, cool, man. Cool.
Yeah.
Then he goes into detail. He's like, yeah, one time I was down in the basement.
Oh, no.
And I'm a really sensitive person, so I just felt this really strong, dark spirit just hovering over me and tried to grab me from behind. And I ran out of the basement screaming and told my boss I'm never going down there again. Like, he was going into detail. And I'm like, wow, dang, man. Like, by this point, we're up by my room he's getting the door open. He gets the door open. He's standing in my room, this creepy guy.
Oh, no.
And we're talking, I'm kind of giving him like hey, time for you to go.
Yeah.
Time for you to go. And he's like, yeah, and that wasn't even the worst one. The worst one was a couple weeks ago. I was standing in the back and looked at the security system, and I saw a midget wizard standing in the by the front desk.
A midget wizard.
He said a midget wizard, dressed as a wizard.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay. And he said, I went out and looked, and it wasn't there in real life or whatever. And I was like, okay, all right. And he goes, then I go back, and it happened again. And then he said, and finally he just like stared at the security camera for like 20 minutes while the midget wizard was standing by the vending machine. And he just stared at it. And that was his story. That was his story. And he
So while he was
like, then a worker came and was like, are you okay? And you look like you've seen a ghost. And he's like, well, because I did. And
that was his
he's
story.
like, I swear it's true. He was like trying to convince me.
So I think I have to ask the question.
This is the manager of this hotel.
I have to ask the question. I think what our listeners are thinking right now, while he's telling you this story in your room about this dark spirit that came behind him and grabbed him, was he showing you this? Is he like, hey,
a little bit?
He went like this?
No.
Oh, okay.
None of that.
Just checking.
And then all my buddies had a group chat going, and they didn't even know this was going on. And one of the guys was like, "Hey, over under on one and a half people getting killed tonight, or 1.5 more getting killed," like joking around because it was such a
oh my god,
it was such a creepy place. And so I had to sleep with the TV on, just to kind of. It was creepy. It was creepy.
In case there was a noise, you could.
I mean,
blame
when
it
the
on
manager
TV.
tells you the hotel's haunted, but it ended up being a good.
We heard similar stories, my mom and I, in Austin at this 1868 or 1886 place. Apparently, there were, I don't know, I'm not sure. There was some kind of war or something. I didn't really, it was kind of like whatever. But they were telling us that it was haunted, that you can see chairs move. And there was a little girl who had an accident and died. And people will see her from time to time. And she's always smiling. So
I wouldn't make
doesn't sound as scary as
it would make me happy. Yeah, the midget wizard.
But yeah,
the funny thing was, we went down that morning. Everything was fine. We go down that morning, and I actually see a midget in the front desk area, but not a wizard.
You mean a little person?
Not a wizard, normal person. So anyway, that was. I hope you found that as funny as I did. But the other one, the other one was, that our producer. Yep, I think it was that because when I read reviews, I guess they like housed some homeless people in like the second level, and I think there's some drugs
drug
going
use.
on there.
Yeah, the managers.
That actually gave me comfort. I thought he probably was high out of his mind.
The manager's partaking in some illegal substances.
Yep.
And,
so Red Lion downtown, or if you want to book a stay there, maybe they'll sponsor us after that.
We should do a live podcast from that Red Lion and have him as a guest to tell some of these stories.
Dude, he would be a great guest.
I think this would be good.
So yeah, the other story that was kind of funny was we're rolling around Vegas doing what we do Saturday night, Friday night, first night there, and one of our buddies, we wanted to go to a cigar lounge.
Oh, nice.
So one of our buddies, it's like 11 o'clock. One of our buddies, looks up cigar lounges or whatever, and picks this one that has like 64 reviews, like great reviews, and he's like, "We gotta go to this one, great reviews." Know nothing about the area, and keep in mind we're like 5 or 6 or 7 like extremely North Idaho white people,
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
We're fresh out of North Idaho. Not a lot of us have been out. We're sticking out like a sore thumb. Like I am dressed like a white person. Like, you know what I mean? Like cheesy white. I would have fit in at a. You know what I mean? So anyway, we get to this area. It's kind of out of the town a little bit. And
by the way, I know how you white people dress.
I was wearing white shoes, a blazer, So we get into this. We go walk into this cigar lounge, and everyone's black.
Nice.
Super cool.
Yeah.
It was super cool. Like, and it was like legitimate. You know what I mean? It's like you're walking into a awesome place, right?
Dude.
But nobody else was white. And we were like, right away, I'm like, what are we doing? And but the manager was super cool. And they were all super cool. It was great. But it was just funny kind of walking up into that. It wasn't like it was a super awesome, cool place. But
I had an experience.
Felt a little bit
that,
out of place. I
like
felt a little bit
once.
out of place.
I was at a restaurant. We're talking about where we're going. These guys next to us, and they were black, and they're like, "Hey, what are you guys doing tonight?" It was my first time in Seattle after my divorce to hang out and have a good time, and some friends of mine, which really aren't good friends at all because of the advice they said to go to this place called Earl's. And we're sitting there. I said, "Yeah, we're going to Earl's tonight." And these black guys look at us and go, "You guys are going to Earl's?" And I'm with a big old redheaded guy, right?
Oh no.
He goes, "You guys are going to Earl's?" I said, "Yeah, my buddies, they're white. They tell us to go there all the time. I know it's a black bar, and I heard it's super fun." And he goes, "Listen, we don't even go to Earl's." He goes, "People get stabbed and shot there all the time." And I'm like, "What?" He goes, "You guys should go to the Cowgirl." So that's why I went to the Cowgirl for the first time.
That's when you started going to Cowgirl?
Yeah, the Cowgirl.
Nice,
That's how the Cowgirl came into play.
That's how it started.
Because
that's what those trips are all about.
Even the black guys didn't go to this black bar because it was that bad.
That's a no.
But I'm glad your experience.
It was good. It was good. I think the
better.
manager noticed that we were like, right away. He's like, "Oh man," and so he was super cool. Well, smoked a great cigar.
I've still always wanted to go to Earl's.
I was getting a lot of looks because I was the widest looking guy there for sure.
That's all right.
But we embraced it.
Yeah. Speaking of, just kidding.
Stop.
Sorry, is it too soon?
It's too soon.
Okay.
But Vegas, other than that, was fun. Spent too much money. If you go there for longer than 2 days, it's just time to get out of there.
So this cigar lounge, did it have alcohol, like a full bar and everything? Was it big, wide open? Were the vacuums good?
Vacuums were great. It
Really?
was fresh, like newly remodeled. It was like the club. Like it was a great place. Hanging out there. There was a back room that they kind of put us in, but it was kind of like ended up being like the hangout room where like
I don't know what it is, but that's the only thing I want to do anymore is go to cigar lounges.
Yeah,
like
it was great.
That is just
great.
awesome.
It's just awesome.
I'm going tonight. Rob Marilla's
to
birthday.
Racketeer?
Yeah, we're going to Racketeer.
Nice, cool.
Yeah, you're invited if you.
You know
go.
who said they if anybody out there wants to invest, you know who said they want to do that is the Reyes. The Reyes is start a cigar lounge.
Alex just told me that his dad has always wanted to do that.
That would be
Alex
great.
and I are both members of the Racketeer.
Yeah.
And so this is really fun. We were in there last week, and we're going tonight. But
Cool.
I enjoyed it in there.
Cool. Well, Rob will need a cigar tonight because I'm sure it's been a rough 24 hours.
You know, Rob really
Cowboys
wants
fan.
Sean Payton. He thinks McCarthy's going to be out, Sean Payton's going to be in, but I don't think that's happening.
I don't think that's happening.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
Jerry
no,
Jones
Jerry
did say, unless he's lying to us, that McCarthy's still the guy. But
I think McCarthy's
yeah,
still
Rob
the guy.
laughed at my my NFL meme with what's her name singing? No one,
Alicia Keys.
no one.
Alicia Keys.
Yeah, Alicia
Man.
Keys. She's good, man.
But no, man, it was a good trip. Glad to be back. So
Good. Well, dude, I'm glad that you did not get attacked by a black dark demon. What did he say? A dark demon? or
a
black?
dark spirit. Just a dark spirit. Yeah. I don't think
That
he knew.
from behind.
I don't think he
Nobody
knew.
wants to get attacked from a dark spirit.
I
from
went up.
behind.
I went in that room. I locked the slider door. I had a plan. If somebody came in my room, I was gonna rappel off of the slider out of the balcony. We're on the 3rd floor. It's gonna.
You
go
had a
down.
plan in
I had a
place.
plan in case that guy decided to try to come in my room in the middle of the night.
You weren't even scared of the ghost. You
I
were
was more
scared of the
guy.
manager.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna get a key.
He's got the key.
Try to come in.
I don't know why he said this key didn't work. Oh, what's this? So, anyway,
We were good. We were good.
We
It was a good night's sleep.
Zach was excited to share his story. I'm glad he did. So, our whole podcast is based on our conversation that we would have normally on a Monday.
Are you a talker on a plane, or are you a don't talk to me guy?
It depends on who I'm sitting next to. I read
Yep.
my audience, but most people on planes are don't talk to me people.
Yeah. Apparently, I'm the talk to me guy. I always either get talked to or start talking, and
You're the talker. You're
why do you say it like that?
you're
You looked at
bringing
me
in-
like that was.
You're
like a-
bringing in the conversation because you do your fake laugh.
That's
It
what
makes people feel
That's what my
comfortable.
friends all accused me of. They said I was I asked questions that caused further conversations, like
Yeah.
where do you work, what do you do.
Yeah.
So
What do you do for a living?
they called it realtor talk.
Yeah. Well, what do you do for a living? I'm just happy to be alive. I went to a black cigar lounge. I was the only white guy there. And
Yeah, we made it out of there alive. But
I think black people secretly like it when white people come into their
I think they did a little. They were
places.
cool. Everyone was super cool. They were.
I think us
I think
here
they
in
were more.
Idaho-
I think they were more wondering like, how did you end up here?
If I owned a business here in Idaho, right? I always tease it. It's called Idaho, and a black person, I'd be excited, right?
Yeah.
Because you want more culture. You want everyone to love what you're doing.
Yeah, it was
So
really
why
cool.
wouldn't you?
It was really cool.
They probably took pictures
They
of
probably
you
did.
and posted
They
it. Look,
probably
white
did.
people hang out here.
They were all looking. Yeah, exactly. Oh, it was fun. Anyway,
Well, let's get to it. What was your favorite game this weekend?
favorite game this weekend?
Don't say the Eagles game.
No. It
What
had
a
to
blowout.
It had to have been the Niners Cowboys game. That was a good game.
That was a good
That
game.
was a good game. It was probably the closest game. But seeing the Cowboys lose was fun. But yeah, I think that was my favorite game.
Defense, all the way through.
Yeah, felt like playoff football.
The way the Eagles shut down the Giants, obviously their defense is here and ready to play.
Yeah, we were
Hurts
with a
didn't
bunch
really
of.
put up big numbers. I mean, 154 yards passing.
Yeah, he didn't really need to. They just were in control of that game
know,
from the
it's just,
beginning.
and-
That game was interesting because a lot of people were favoring the Giants throughout the whole week. And
Did you see Mahomes get buckled?
oh man, we were at the circuit.
How did his leg not break?
We were at the circuit. We were watching that with like everybody
In the pool?
No, in the sports
okay.
betting place, and everybody's like, oh, and all the Jag bettors were kind of excited at that time, but
That could
Chad
have
Henne
changed.
came in. Yeah,
Chad Henne, a rare side.
anything is possible.
Yeah.
That was. I don't know how he didn't get hurt more. I thought he was hurt more.
They said he woke up yesterday after the game, and it was way better than they thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But he's going to be ready to play. I don't know how
He'll be ready.
His movement's going to be, but
He'll be ready.
does the guy really need to move around? I mean, he's got targets all over the field.
Travis Kelce, 14 receptions.
Kelce probably passed. I know he was high up on the list for most yards in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever going to catch Jerry Rice, but
No. Yeah, that was impressive. That was a good game. The Jags game was a good game. Chiefs. Kind of a bummer to see the Jags not pull it off, but they had a great year.
we always joke around about their quarterback, the Jags quarterback, and how he's unmotivating. But he did something after the game that I was impressed with. He hit the tunnel, and he stopped, turned around, and he greeted every coach, every player with a hug, a handshake, a high five, whatever it was. And I'm like, that's a true leader. I can remember the year prior to us winning our first Super Bowl with the Seahawks. Wilson ran out of the tunnel, and he was upset, but he got very excited for the next year because he knew they had the group of guys that it was going to take, and we're going to win a Super Bowl next year. He said it, and we did it. And I saw that, and it reminded me, there were no words, but that was kept between them. But I could see that the Jags are going to be something to deal with next year.
They're going to be good. They're going to be really good. They've got it. The quarterback, the coach, the defense. Well, their defense is getting better.
Do we have any Jag listeners out there? I'd love to know if there's a Jaguars fan.
Be good to know.
Be really good.
Trevor Lawrence's first loss on a Saturday.
Trevor
what do you
Lawrence.
think of that?
Yeah.
First loss on a Saturday.
Yeah. I saw a meme where a guy said, I bet my whole paycheck because they said Trevor Lawrence had never lost on a Saturday. Sounds like you in Vegas.
It was me in
all
Vegas.
Kinds of
That
money.
was me in Vegas. It was tough, but are the Jags a contender next year in the AFC again?
I think that they're the whole division.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously
True.
Tennessee's, they kind of took a step back. The Colts have a lot of work to do.
Just a debacle with the Tennessee Titans.
And
the
Houston, I don't even know if they're in the conversation yet.
Man, Houston, we have a problem.
Houston,
for sure.
There's a huge problem.
Yeah, that was a great game. The Eagles, I was with a bunch of Eagle fans, so we got Fat Tuesdays, which was these big drinks, and
Wait, you went down with a bunch of Eagle fans, or there were just a lot of Eagle fans?
We
there
went
where
down.
you were at?
The guys I went with, a couple were huge Eagles fans. So,
How do you become a Philadelphia Eagles fan?
I don't know.
Here,
I
you
tried
grew
to
up
ask.
around here, and
One of them said that like when they had Donovan McNabb, and which I was like, Donovan McNabb, but
okay, that's back in the 90s.
that's kind of when they became a fan. I don't know, but
Terrell Owens,
T.O.
Remember he played Super Bowl with a
Brian
broken ankle?
Westbrook. Yeah,
Westbrook was the man.
he was
dude.
good.
Brian
He was
Westbrook
good, man.
was the
He was
man.
good. But yeah, so that game was over, but we stopped watching it at halftime pretty much.
It was the worst game.
It was
of
the worst
weekend.
game. The Giants didn't show up at all. Daniel Jones, nope, nothing. I mean,
So the Bengal Bills game, I've been convinced watching Cincinnati finish up the year, watching them beat a tough division rival in the Ravens, who've been in every game they've been in. They just lose in the fourth quarter, and no difference in that playoff game. The Bengals became my new choice. I wanted the Bills all along several weeks ago when we got to into December at the end of the season. I felt like the Bills were the best team, but they were not playing the hottest. The defense was struggling. They've had a lot of injuries in their secondary, with DeMar too, and
they were down to their fourth safety.
I mean,
last night.
even showing that DeMar was in the stands didn't elevate him.
No.
And that brings up the Richard Sherman podcast. He's talking about his controversy on there that everybody wants to call Josh Allen an elite quarterback, and he said Burrow is an elite quarterback.
Definitely.
Everybody's calling him the best quarterback in the league right now. Mahomes is the best athlete I've heard, but Burrow's the best quarterback. But he went as far as to say Josh Allen is not an elite quarterback, and I disagree. I would take Josh Allen.
I think we have to establish on that. What would be considered elite? What's considered elite?
Winning.
So he's won. So he's winning a Super Bowl. Getting to a Super Bowl.
Typically, that's how you describe an elite player as
because
winning Super Bowls.
he's won. I mean, he's definitely won.
He's won. But
because you could say Aaron Rodgers too.
Aaron Rodgers
He
hasn't
hasn't won. So
he has a Super Bowl
in a while.
he hasn't won in
but
a
he does
while.
have a Super Bowl, so you can't say that he's not elite, but
He has
I know what you
MVPs
mean.
too. He brought up the MVP thing. He's got no MVPs. He's got no Super Bowls.
He does.
But
what other? So if you were to every quarterback in the league right now, besides Joe Burrow, obviously, who else would be elite? Mahomes.
Well, Mahomes easily. Yeah, Mahomes easily. Elite like a Joe Burrow and a Mahomes.
Like right now, we're talking how
I
they're
think Aaron
playing
Rodgers
right
is
now.
still that guy. I think Aaron Rodgers can still be that guy. I want to say that Eugene can be that guy. Give him one more year of confidence. Let's see. He's going to go one or two ways.
I think he can be, but he's not there.
You think he's going to be the same quarterback he was this year, or you think next year he's better, or you think he's worse?
I think that it's hard for him to get much better. I mean, he had a good year. I kind of hope that he can be as good or just make better plays when it matters, but then be more ready for the moment in big games.
Right. I mean, look at the
he
Cowboy
played
game
well
yesterday.
enough for them to win a lot of games.
Look at their defense. That's how I thought the Seahawks season was going to be all year long. Our defense is going to have to try and keep us in games because our offense isn't going to be able to put up points, and he couldn't. He threw 2 picks. You can't turn the ball over against the number 1 defense in the league. You're just not going to win. No. And they made Purdy look average.
Yeah,
made him look average. But that's kind
but
of
he
a
still
playoff
he
game.
still he looked
ugly.
like Tom Brady a little bit. Didn't really do anything crazy. Just no picks.
Yeah.
But I think, Burrow and Mahomes, if you're not going to put Josh Allen in that conversation, it's only right now Burrow and Mahomes.
Burrow and Mahomes, that's it.
I think that's it. Maybe Jalen Hurts in a year or two.
I don't like Hurts' game. To me, he runs too much, and he's gonna be the Baltimore guy.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, Lamar.
He's got a
can't
little
stay
better
healthy.
arm than Lamar Jackson. A little bit better poise too, where Lamar's kind of
I don't know. He
all
doesn't
over the
excite
place,
me. I guess I'm kind of old school. I love the pocket guys. I grew up watching Marino and Elway, and those guys were just.
I think Jalen's kind of the new modern type of quarterback. Can run a little bit, throw a little bit. I'm not going to say he's elite yet.
I think Russell has brought that into the league. I think
He
Russell
does.
Wilson came in.
He
and
kind of reminds me
became
of
that guy.
Russell Wilson a little bit.
That guy, and Mahomes,
not his demeanor,
even.
just his game a little bit.
Mahomes came in and he was doing magical stuff like Wilson. And now
he can improvise.
His improvisation and his magical plays are greater than even when he got in the league.
Yeah.
It's sick.
Yeah, I agree.
Mahomes is sick. It's good.
So I think just Burrow and Mahomes right now are, in my opinion, are the only two. If you're going to classify I know what he's saying, though, because Josh Allen does almost as much damage as he does good.
I tell you, Joe Burrow, for me, okay, he doesn't sound like Kermit the Frog when he talks. He doesn't do all those stupid commercials. He probably would if they paid him, but
Brittany and Jackson.
Yeah. He walks onto the field. He plays a sport. He plays quarterback.
Yep, I love him.
He'll win and then smoke a cigar afterwards. He's not out there dancing.
He's just an all business guy.
I saw Dak Prescott dancing before the game. I'm like, oh, is he trying to show he's loose? And
well,
ready?
then I saw the Daniel Jones and the Giants are doing the gritty the day before the game, giving people motivation to beat them. That's what Burrow doesn't do. He doesn't. He's all business. He's
just like Micah Parsons. He said, "This is the team we wanted." You want the Niners? Did you hear what Pete Carroll said when we were playing the Niners?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're playing the Niners.
Exactly.
And if the Eagles didn't blow out the Giants, I would assume the Niners were going to roll into the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. But the way they control the Giants, I think we're in for a very good game.
I think it's going to be a great game.
I think it could go either way.
Yeah, I will say, out of all the 4 teams right now left, it feels like they're all 4 of the best teams right this year.
Absolutely.
All 4 of the teams are playing. Even the Bills looked up and down all year, but the teams that are in are like, you've been the best team. So it'll be a lot of good. It'll be some good matchups, and that'll be a really interesting game to watch.
I think it's going to be the game to watch. Well, so is the Bengals and the Chiefs.
Yeah. So we think Burrow is. We agree. He's elite. Josh Allen's not.
He's elite. Out of all the quarterbacks right now, I would take Burrow.
Is Dak Prescott done in Dallas?
No, he's not done. Who else are they going to bring in?
Lamar Jackson.
I mean, that's the rumor.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sold on Dak Prescott. I'm not sold on the Cowboys at all. I mean, Mike McCarthy. I'm not sold on Kellen Moore. I mean, hasn't really shown that he's that great of a coach. That whole play. What was that play at the end of the game? They put Zeke under center.
I don't know.
What were
He
they
got
trying to do?
blown
What
up.
were they trying to do? Yeah, they put like their second highest paid player in that as center, you know.
Whatever happened to the Hail Mary and just hoping for?
I think they just should have just something like that, you know. But
I mean, I don't
they
know
wouldn't
that
have
he
gotten
could have
anything.
thrown it that far, but you run some sort of a Hail Mary where you tip the ball to a player. That's
Yep.
your best chance.
That's
I've
your
seen
best
that
chance.
work.
That's your only chance. Yeah, given they don't have a field goal kicker that can kick more than
Well, he hit
30
two.
yards.
He hit
you know?
2, but he missed his
Yeah,
one
yeah,
PAT.
he did. He did.
It got blocked, but they even brought
But
it
it
up. It's
wasn't
like,
going in. It wasn't going
It was
in.
left, and the ball
It
was
wasn't
going
going in.
oblong this way.
Oh man, but it was. Yeah, no, I think I would agree. I love Burrow. I think he's he's not a flashy guy, but when he plays, but he's just the best in the league.
When they asked, the owner's name, Cowboys owner,
Jerry Jones.
when they asked Jerry Jones like what he thought about McCarthy and all that, he's like, well, he's our quarterback. He didn't bring up anything other than he goes, it's a sickening loss, but I was real happy for the kicker. I'm glad
He did say that.
glad he got a couple to go. I was like,
He said he redeemed himself.
Yeah.
Like, no, he didn't. No, he didn't.
you know, it's
What he made a 30-yarder? He made a 30-yard field goal, and all of a sudden that's redemption.
how bad is
I
it
could have made that one.
when your team can't win in the playoffs after winning all those Super Bowl in the 90s? Like,
Look, that's the problem with the Cowboys is you got to go cut him right now.
yeah, he's gone.
That's the thing, and the whole like Jerry Jones every year he gets asked if McCarthy's the guy, Dak's the, and he never.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks Jerry Jones is
He'll-
like this guy that makes tough decisions, but he never does.
This guy will be kicking for the Raiders next
He
year.
should right now. I think he should fire McCarthy, put winning before that, try to go get Sean Payton, and Dak. I can see Dak still being the guy. Well, maybe they draft someone,
Yeah.
but I just think as long as Jerry's around, I just think they get a little too emotional, you know.
I got to tell you, Dallas's
Did you
defense
see him go
is good.
pregame and go walk up to the kicker ahead of the game?
No.
He went on Jerry Jones saw him miss a kick during the warm-ups, and he went on the field to go talk to him.
Wow. He thought he could build him up, huh?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. So, yeah, I think it's
You know,
it's interesting.
I've seen the stories of Jimmy Johnson on why he left the Cowboys. Like, he wanted to be there.
Yeah,
But they asked Jerry, like, hey, you got to stop talking about stuff and stay out of it.
exactly.
And they told him about an offensive lineman they picked up. And they picked up this offensive lineman, and Jerry went right onto the news and said, yeah, well, I brought in this offensive lineman that's going to shore up our offensive line. And Jimmy said that was it. He was done. He couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah,
He couldn't deal with them anymore.
that's it. That's why he always has coaches like McCarthy and Jason Garrett. These guys that are kind of pushovers a little bit.
Is Jason Garrett the most odd guy you've ever seen on a football field?
He's weird on TV too.
He's so bizarre.
He's weird on TV.
Why
Yeah.
did they even put him on?
I think because he's the kind of guy when Jerry comes walking up, he shuts his mouth and bends over.
Kind of like the manager of the Red Lion in
Yeah,
Boise.
yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh, a dark
But,
spirit! I better just bend over.
But you
and
know the
take this
boys
thing.
are the boys are back where they belong.
Yeah,
you
playing. No one.
Yeah. How about Shannon Sharp Friday night?
Dude,
You see that?
he almost got in a fight.
Yeah, crazy.
I don't know that I'd want to fight
Skill.
Shannon Sharp.
Skill.
Skill. He was ornery.
He was.
Yeah.
I don't want to fight that guy. He's huge.
See, the Lakers just picked up
I saw that.
Gonzaga guy.
I guess that's
the
a good
Japanese
segue
player.
into Gonzaga.
Yeah, who?
Rui Hashimura.
Yeah, Rui Hashimura. Yeah.
I think that's a good. I don't know how he's been doing in the
With the
NBA,
Pistons?
but
Yeah.
No, he was with the Wizards. He's with the Wizards.
Oh, Wizards? I thought he
Yeah.
was with the Pistons.
Well,
Okay.
no. He's with the Wizards, but we'll see if he plays. We'll see. But how about you? I know we have on the docket today the
So,
Zags.
yeah, let's talk about the Zags. I think we have to bring it up.
So
they had a couple of amazing streaks going in the NCAA. Both of these are number 2, second longest ever that have been recorded in modern history. So the Zags lost to Loyola Marymount, the Lions. They snapped a 76 home game winning streak that the Zags had.
Man.
And I remember the last time they lost, it was to Michigan State. And who's the guy who plays for Golden State? Draymond Green.
Oh, man.
That's the last time they lost. But a shout out to my buddy Mark Butera, who took a bet
Oh,
to
no.
storm the court because he went to LMU. He went to
No
Loyola.
way.
Yes, he stormed the court with the players because they were in Spokane, so nobody else ran on the court, but Mark did. I'm surprised you didn't get arrested, Mark, but there's actual video on Facebook of him running out there, high-fiving all the team.
No way.
Because he
Good
took the
for
bet.
him.
Good for you, Mark.
Good for you, man. So did he bet it on? He actually bet on it?
I don't think he bet on it. He made a bet with his buddy that if before the game, if Loyola wins, are you storming the court?
Man.
He goes, absolutely. He goes, all right. So they shook on it.
Man.
He did it.
That's wow.
Mark Patera, man of his word. A man of his word.
Man of his
Good job,
word.
Mark.
Unlike me.
That's why he's a great commercial lender with Washington Trust. A little shout out for you, Mark.
He is. We're looking for a good commercial lender.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't get to watch. I don't think the game was televised.
Well, nobody wants to watch Loyola. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mark,
but I guess they missed a lot of free throws at the end, and
yeah, I mean,
what
but
I
all
heard.
their games have been close mostly in the WCC. Everybody's given them their best shot, and
they tend to play down to their competition right
the
now.
other thing that was snapped was an 83-game win streak against unranked opponents.
Wow.
Second longest in D1 history. So a couple of dates.
You know how that kind of, what team that reminds me of is the Cowboys.
Yeah, losing.
Winning against unranked opponents.
Oh, yeah.
Winning against bad teams.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that is an amazing streak.
So a couple of dates that we need to circle. So Gonzaga dropped to 14th in the nation.
I think that's where they belong, though. I think that's where they belong.
And St. Mary's, I believe, is 24th or 25th. And so they got 2 games coming up against St. Mary's still. February 4th and February 25th will be their home game.
Wow. Yeah.
So they'll travel down to St.
those will be
Mary's
some good
first.
games.
And so here's a little trivia for you. Where does St. Mary's play? Where's their campus?
Portland?
No. I knew it was in California. I just didn't know where.
I thought it was in Oregon for
I had
some
to look
reason.
it up. No, it's okay.
Wow.
It's Moraga, California. The Gales.
Wow. Where's Moraga?
Well, I didn't do that much research.
Okay. I've never heard of Moraga.
Do we have any listeners that are from Moraga, California?
It's close to Oakland.
Close to Oakland.
Okay.
Thank you, Aaron, with 7-9 Media for hooking us up there.
Okay. I never knew that. I really swung and missed on that one.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll be covering more of the Zags as we move on here and get through the playoffs.
I think that's a crazy streak, though. I mean, it's a huge accomplishment, even though it was a bad game. But 75 home wins in a row, it's
got to end sometime, right? And
Yeah.
I think that this is the team. They've
been so good for 4 or 5 years. This is kind of their first.
Well, yeah, we've
team
had a
that's-
team good enough to get to the national championship twice
Mm-hmm.
lately. There's all these Sweet 16s, and there's no saying they won't make it to another Sweet 16 this year. But
they could.
But yeah, they
I think
just
the one
don't
benefit
seem-
is they're going to be seeded. They're going to be seeded pretty accurately this year.
They
as
usually
far as
get
they-
1 or 2 conference games where it's close and they pull
Yep.
it out in the end. But it's been like
Every
everyone winning by 1 or 2.
Every game. Yeah, I think they'll be like a 3.
And they lost
maybe a
by
4 seed
1
in the-
point,
in the-
64-63 to Loyola.
Man, but
Again,
still a
congratulations.
big
Mark.
accomplishment. Big accomplishment.
It is. So, who's your picks this weekend? Who do you got going into the Super Bowl, the game of games, the big game?
Game of Thrones. I'm just kidding.
Game of Thrones.
I don't know. Sorry,
that
guys.
come
Sorry about that.
It's Vegas. You
It's
guys.
Vegas. Still
has got
messing with me a
hangover.
little bit. Still messing with me.
Maybe it was that cigar you had.
Yeah, it probably was.
Yeah,
it
still
probably
lingering.
is. Yeah. Or the money I lost. That's still lingering in the back of my
Ouch,
mind too.
that's gotta hurt.
Gosh, man. Another story on that. So I'm at the roulette table,
Oh.
the virtual one.
Oh, here's another story about
This is one
Zach
of those ones
losing
where I
money.
just sat down real quick, threw $40 into the simulated roulette Russian. Not
Oh,
Russian
you didn't even play a real one? You did the
Well,
simulated?
I was. This is one of those I was walking by. I'm gonna try it out real quick.
Oh, okay.
$40, and
It was shiny and
I
had lots
haven't
of
won
lights.
yet. And all of a sudden I start winning,
Oh.
and I'm playing. My buddies are starting to come check it out because I'm up. Like $180 or something. After putting 40 in, so I'm going, trying to win another one. All my buddies are standing there like, yeah, all right, make that one. And then one of my buddies decides to put his hand on the screen to check something out because I was kind of like, hey, what should I do? And he clicked like red snake or something, and I didn't have enough time to react. So what he did was he clicked a button and put all of my chips onto the board, and I pressed play,
Oh, no.
Lost it all. Lost it all.
Wow, did he reimburse you?
He just bought me a couple shots, but not fully. He didn't.
What kind of shots?
He didn't take full accountability.
What kind of shots does
Tequila.
Zach Davis do?
Tequila. Yeah.
Tequila.
Tequila's
what kind
my-
of tequila?
Tequila's my lost shot.
Resposado?
I actually don't know what it was. We went to a Mexican restaurant and I think it was just well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Probably Cuervo.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Cuervo's not bad, if you're poor.
Yeah, he didn't take full responsibility for it.
If you're poor, you don't care about anything else.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, this weekend I have.
All right. Hey, it's always a good day when you can make your producer laugh over there. He's giggling.
This weekend
he
I've
drinks Cuervo. That's just the answer.
Hey! Everybody, calm down. Right?
Now we know Aaron drinks Cuervo.
This weekend I've got. I'm gonna go with the 49ers because I really want. I'm actually rooting for them a little bit now. Not a fan, but I like Brock Purdy.
I rooted for him yesterday. They were my second favorite team.
They're kind of like a brother sibling.
But
you hate them when you play them, but when you're not, you're like,
I was out this morning doing some stuff for work, and I came back home, and somebody had a 49ers flag hanging out, and I went like this as I drove by. So I still have hatred for the 49ers.
Still do, but I don't like any other teams in the playoffs. So
come on, I'm right there with you. I've never been an Eagles fan.
I just can't get behind the Eagles.
I don't want to see the Chiefs win again.
I don't want to. I want to
Cincinnati
see.
hasn't won.
I want to see Bengals Niners Super Bowl.
Bengals all the way. Bengals. Gotta go with the Bengals.
Wait, hold on. Bengals. Bengals.
So Aaron, our 7-9 media guy, he wants to see an all-red Super Bowl, 49ers and Chiefs.
What has he got against all red?
Well, he drinks Cuervo. He's probably drunk. He doesn't know what he's doing over there. So
anyway, I want to see 49ers Bengals.
49ers Bengals. We've seen that Super Bowl before.
No, 49ers Chiefs.
Oh, you want to see 49ers Chiefs?
No. We haven't seen Niners Bengals.
Yes, we have.
When?
Back when Joe Montana played.
Oh, well, I wasn't alive then.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I was alive, but I was like 2.
Yeah, it was Joe. I think they played twice, as a matter of fact, in the Super Bowl.
The Bengals.
49ers played them twice? I think it was twice. One, Boomer Esiason was the quarterback, and then the other one was their other Anderson. Something Anderson was their quarterback.
Yeah, I'd like to see
we need to check
Niners.
that. Could you check that for us, Aaron?
I'm going to say Niners Bengals, and then if the Niners and the Bengals get in, I think the Bengals win the Super Bowl.
It's not that our listeners really want to know the answer to that. It's that I want to know that I'm right.
It's important.
Yeah, it's important. Yeah, because sometimes things pop in there because I've watched so much football, and I just feel like I'm right.
So that's what I have. I've got Niners winning 21-17.
No, look up 49ers and Bengals in the Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure it was twice when Joe Montana played.
Joe Burrow has never lost to Patrick Mahomes. He's 3-0.
Yeah.
So he's going to extend that streak to 4-0, which will be great.
I say we go smoke cigars when the Bengals, because Joe's going to be smoking one.
Go to the Racketeer. Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll post a picture on our websites.
Yeah. I wonder what kind of cigars he smokes.
Does it matter?
Yeah, I think it does. No, I don't know. But who do you have?
Definitely have the Bengals winning the game. I think that they're just the better team, and with Mahomes maybe not being 100%, I think that gives even more advantage to the Bengals. And the way they talked about it the whole game long. Their front on offense and their front guys on defense dominated the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they do that against Mahomes, who's beaten up.
I will tell you that every game I've ever watched, of even the Seahawks especially, when we dominate the line of scrimmage, that's when you win games. So
here's the thing. Has Joe Burrow ever had a bad game when it mattered? Has he ever had a bad game when it mattered? Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
When?
Last year they lost in the Super Bowl.
They didn't really have a bad game, though. They just kind of got overpowered a bit.
Yeah.
From what I remember, I don't remember that Super Bowl very well.
Me neither.
It's because the Rams, they're old and boring.
I hate the Rams.
Yeah, man. They're just old and boring. But I will say that's the best part about the Super Bowl. You got or playoffs. You got Burrow, Mahomes. You got the 4 best quarterbacks in the league: Burrow, Mahomes, Hurts, and Purdy.
So I was correct. Aaron went all out on this. The two teams have met on only 11 occasions, this being the Bengals and the 49ers. And San Francisco has defeated Cincinnati 8 times, including the 2 times in the Super Bowl. So they beat them twice.
Wow.
So there you go.
Man.
So yeah, it's Cincinnati. If they get there and the Niners get there, they owe the Niners. And wouldn't it be great, all of our Niner friends, how excited you'll be to get to that Super Bowl and to yet
Iron
lose
Horse
again.
will be packed.
Maybe we show up.
Maybe we show up for that one. No, I'll show up in a Bengals jersey.
A Bengals jersey. We just go drop some cash.
I'll buy a Burrow jersey and walk right in.
I know a few Bengal fans.
Yeah,
me
too.
Wow,
I know
they
a couple
really
of them.
hung in there.
They got some fans. Back when, what were they? They had some bad teams. The Bengals had some really bad teams back in like 01, 02, 03. Who was their quarterback? He was
01, 02, 03?
I can see him in my mind.
Oh, is it the redhead guy?
No, that was Dalton, but he was like 2008, 9, 10.
Oh, so before Dalton.
Yeah, he was a black guy. He was a black quarterback. I can't remember his name.
Not the guy from the play at University of Houston, is it?
Well, Carson Palmer was their guy for a bit.
Yeah.
And then before that, I can't remember his name.
It was the guy that played at University of Houston. He won the Heisman Trophy. Oh, we're gonna have to look it up. We gotta look it up.
We got some lookups today.
Who was the Chiefs quarterback in 01, 02, 03? Or
No,
Bengals. Sorry.
Bengals.
This is gonna be good stuff. I mean, so anyway, yeah, I think the Bengals handle the Chiefs, and I think the 49ers handle the Eagles.
Yeah,
no doubt. I think the
John Kitna. It was John Kitna. That's not who I was talking about, but
Kitna? No way.
Let's see.
No way. Yeah, it's John Kitna. So a former Seahawk who was brought into the league by Dennis. What was the coach's name? Dennis
Spencer?
No, that's Dennis Spencer.
Let's see here.
Guy won a national championship with the University of Miami. The U.
Jeff Blake. Blake.
Who was the black quarterback you were talking about?
Is that Jeff Blake?
That doesn't sound like a black guy's name.
It does not.
No.
It does not.
Blake.
That is him, though. That is him.
Blake.
Jeff Blake.
You sure it's not Balake?
Shout out to all of the Jeff Blake fans
Jeff
out there.
Balake.
Shout out to all the Jeff Blake fans. He was drafted by the Jets.
No way.
His college was East Carolina.
Wow.
Jimmy G. Yeah, retired in 05, played for the Bears, went to the Pro Bowl one year.
Did you hear about John Kitna's son?
Oh, gosh. I wasn't going to bring that up.
I know. I'm going to. This is good
God.
listening. So John Kitna's son, he's a quarterback at University of Florida. He got busted with child pornography.
Oh, man. Yeah. I don't know the depths of those charges, but, man, it's brutal. That's brutal.
That is one thing in life I just don't understand.
I know. It just gives you a sick feeling.
It's sick. I don't understand it.
It's brutal. I couldn't imagine being his dad. Anyway.
Well, yeah, I'm sure he still loves him. They just want him to get help and
Yep.
And
help. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
anyway,
did you bring a Bible verse today?
I didn't.
Yeah.
I've been in Vegas. I've been in Vegas.
So I thought of a Bible verse that I think would be good for everyone. Obviously, I think all Bible verses are good for everyone.
Right.
You know, for me, I like to have verses that encourage people because I think we could have the scary verses or the make you feel good verses, but I think that sometimes everybody is going. You know, we've talked about this before on the podcast. Everybody's always going through something at some point, right? Maybe you're just upset because you're a Cowboy fan today and your team lost.
Yep, you're in the trenches. Yeah.
Maybe you're upset because you had to stay in a haunted Red Lion last night with duct tape on the carpet.
Or maybe your team hasn't been to an NFC Championship game in 30 years.
Maybe you're poor and you have to drink Cuervo like Aaron back there.
There's a lot of different reasons why you could be that way,
But again, I went old school. So Deuteronomy 31, verse 6. Okay? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them. For the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. And so, you know, even like a John Kitna's son, I don't remember his name, but
Jalen.
Yeah, lean into God. You know, if you're suffering with whatever it is, something as horrific as that, or you're just struggling, lean into God, ask for help, and trust that He's going to take you through because God knows we need God in our lives. So if you're struggling, I would encourage you to either go straight to Jesus and pray, or talk to a friend who you know who's been, there for you, that that knows the Lord and can walk there with you, because don't do anything alone.
Yeah.
You get help.
Yeah, just being in Vegas, you just see all the different people searching for answers, trying to, all the identity issues, everything. Just the only thing that can obviously quench whatever we have, desire, is God. And at the end of the day, there's so many issues out there in the world that we tend to sweep under the rug. And, people need something more. They need what God has. They need God, because we're created in His image, and that's how it's designed to be. So, yeah, that's a great verse. It's a good one.
Yeah,
a good one. Especially right now. I mean, in reality, there's a lot of even if you're employed, but self-employed, employed people, employers, the world is a little bit different now. The economy's different. If you're a small business owner, it's a great verse, I think.
Everything's
be strong,
different,
courageous, don't be afraid.
And everyone's come from someplace different. Someplace we've all been raised a certain way, or no one has been brought up the same way. No one's had the same life to bring you to this point today. And I bumped into two people recently, and the first one, I was flying home from Austin, and I'm in the airport, and this kid comes and sits next to me to my right, and he goes, he asked me where I was headed. So I'm heading back to Spokane. I live in Coeur d'Alene.
It's like a question I would ask.
Yeah.
According to my friends.
That's how you start it up, as people talk to you. And he's like, oh. He goes, were you guys in Phoenix? And I said, no, we were in Texas. And he goes, oh, I was in Phoenix. He was camping and getting high out in the desert with his buddies. And he said he was headed to Minnesota to pick up a van. And I said, oh, do you live in Minnesota? He's like, no, I don't live anywhere. He goes, I just keep going to new places all the time, but I'm picking up a van and I'm going to start driving new places. And I was like, whoa. I never have ever woke up in the morning and thought, I'm going to buy a van and I'm just going to travel around the country and just do whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just like, that's extraordinary. And then I was in Kellogg on Saturday, and I bumped into a couple who grew up Amish, and they met in the Amish community in Ohio, and they would date on a horse and buggy, right? And then they had these two kids that they adopted, clearly from around the country. They were I'm not quite sure what they were. They had dark skin like me, but I don't know what their background was. But one of the kids was deaf and blind, and now they're Mennonites. Is that how you pronounce it? Yeah, they're Mennonites now. Very nice people. Wow. It was extreme. I had great conversation with them, and I was thinking the whole time, like, this is extraordinary that. And I brought it up to him. I said, your life is completely different from mine, but here we are at this one moment having a discussion about real things. And I said, I've really enjoyed this conversation. That's great. They did too. And it was. I've never had quite a conversation like with somebody who's completely different.
Wow, that's cool.
That's
cool.
It was crazy.
It's like me in the cigar lounge.
But it just amazes me that you. Oh my gosh! This is why Zach's on the show, you guys. Just the timing. Oh my gosh!
Yeah, that is amazing though. We didn't have anything in common to talk about.
Oh my gosh! Well, I'm out of control.
Yeah. That's amazing though.
It was great.
Really cool.
It was great. So, did you meet anybody unusual on your trip to Vegas?
Did I meet anybody unusual? Let's see. I talked to Walter. He was going down to Sacramento. Shout out to Walter.
Jones?
No, you're watching?
Walter
No.
Jones?
This is just an average Walter.
Average Walter.
He was a construction guy. Sat next to some, I can't remember her name, but she created like blockchain technology for an accounting firm. That was kind of cool.
Wow, you really do talk to people.
Yeah, I got this other guy that he is from here, lives here. He's a volleyball coach. Sat next to me. Other than the crazy crackhead lady we met in Chick-fil-A. In-N-Out. We went to In-N-Out, and walking to In-N-Out. I don't know why I'm right here, but walking to In-N-Out first night.
We'll have a visual of what the In-N-Out
midnight. We go in, ordering our stuff, and all of a sudden this lady with like Antonio Brown sunglasses on. You know what I mean? Or like Tyreek Hill wears.
Huge.
And she's cracked out, on drugs. And she comes up and she like
No
asked
way.
me like
She was
like,
cracked
you look
out
like my
on
husband or
drugs?
something. Yeah.
Wow.
It was just something like that.
I thought it would have
We
been
were like,
Cuervo.
What the? and she was just dancing around. She was dancing around the whole
wow.
the whole in and out. She had a bottle of champagne just running
Wow.
around. Yeah, just having a good old time, you know.
Gosh, dang
So
it.
we welcome to Vegas. But
Dude.
no, I didn't really meet anybody else.
That reminds me. I'm going to tell one quick story because I think this is entertaining and it'll be worth it. We have 3 minutes. I'm going to get after it. I'm in Miami. I want to get gas. I'm heading down to the Keys. I tell my daughter, hey, Google me the nearest gas station. Now, stupid me, I should have known there were gas stations all the way down to where we were going, but I wanted just to get gas, not worry about it. She's like, take a right here, Dad. I'm like, okay. Well, it doesn't look too good here. I'm driving along, and I go, she says, take a right up here at the light, and I'm like, oh, no. And then as I'm driving, I'm like, please tell me we're not taking another right. Well, we take another right.
Oh no.
And we are straight up in the hood. Straight up. I pull into this gas. I knew I shouldn't, but I needed gas. And I'm like, I'm already here. And I have a carload of girls. Not only did I have my 2 daughters, but I had 4 of my oldest daughter's friends all in the backseat of the car.
Oh, no.
I'm not out of the car 2 seconds, and the guy comes up. He's like, hey, I'll fill up your car for cash. I said, oh, I don't have any cash. I got it, man. He's like, what about them? And I said, oh, they're kids. They don't have any money. He's like, eh. And he's mad at me. All of a sudden, I hear this lady yelling behind me, and I look, and she's like, ah, blah, 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 blah. I don't know what she's saying. She's just yelling at somebody in the alley, like, intently yelling, ah, blah, blah. And I look,
Sound like
I'm
a Cowboys fan.
I'm like, there's nobody in the alley. Who is she yelling at? So
Was it like the guy at the red line?
she's
The
the
wizard?
the lady with the big glasses and the champagne. She's just out of control. She's clearly on something. And we go to leave. Oh, there was one more story. There's an old guy
no.
named Larry. And some lady's like, Larry, buy my pack of smokes. He's like, woman, I don't smoke. And she's like, you can sell them for money. He's like, woman, I don't want your smokes. And he had like the old truck. He's probably the only guy in the neighborhood who had a truck. I'm imagining. This all stuff's going through my head. So I go to leave. I'm getting out of this place. And the girl who was yelling down the alley with nobody there now is right there in front of me. Big smile on her face. And she skips across the car. And she's not wearing any pants now.
Oh, no.
Totally naked from the waist down.
No.
I look at my daughter and
Where
I
was
said,
this again?
Miami.
Oh, I thought you said it was over on the
No,
lakeside.
Miami. I look at my daughter
Sherman
and I
Avenue
go,
in Coeur d'Alene?
you're never allowed to Google again. Ever again. So,
That wasn't 18th Street in Coeur d'Alene?
haven't you sold a few houses down there?
I have.
Yeah, you have.
I think someone lives down there that we know.
Oh, no.
Pennsylvania.
Cody Spencer?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I'm just
Talk
kidding.
about the slums of Coeur d'Alene and Cody Spencer's in your
Oh,
neighborhood.
no. Man.
Anyway, let's...
no, that's... that
was a great show.
That was a good show.
Yeah.
I have one more story, but...
We got a minute. You got a minute.
No, I was just adding on to that. I was at the bank, U.S. Bank one time, Coeur d'Alene, downtown, and this weird lady's in front of me on something, you know,
Yeah.
like always.
Cuervo.
And she starts, I live down off of 14th Street or something, you know, and let me tell you, I hear gunshots every afternoon or something like that. And we're like,
What?
I hear gunshots.
Was it July?
Yeah, it was.
Fireworks.
Yeah. Fireworks, yeah. But anyway.
The drugs got to her.
Sherman.
Cody Spencer's neighbor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Larry.
Larry. Hey, Larry, we'll buy some smokes, and that's it. We'll
All
see
right,
you guys
guys.
next time. Thank you.
Hey, comment on who you think is going to win this weekend. And we're done.